song, Breaking Through. Good song. You guys check them out. Welcome to the second RSC Podcast. For the 7 of you that maybe watched it on YouTube, and those views might be skewed because I think I watched it 3 times myself. So it might only be like 3 people that actually watched it, which, if you're listening to this, you didn't listen this week, I know who my friends are. You sons of bitches. I got your IP addresses. I know who you are. I got you. But that's overshadowed by what I want to get to here in the intro. For me, I want to thank the veterans out there for doing what they do. No matter which political party you side with or how you feel about the elections or the president, it's wrong to be upset about the veterans. They go out there and defend their country for what they think is right, and I respect them for that, and they need more than just one day. But the fact that they get Monday is awesome, and it's a start. I'm going to kick around to now my co-hosts Josh and Andrew, and I'll see what they did this week. How about you, Andrew? I'll let you go first.
I was watching Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers went out in the first series. So that pretty much ended my life for about 4 to 6 weeks until he comes back and the Packers are relevant. But it not only cost me that game, it cost me my fantasy football, which is very high on my list.
And that's it. So Andrew's had a productive week. How about you, Josh? What'd you do? Hopefully you were a little bit more productive than Andrew was.
More productive, no, but I'm feeling pretty good because the Cats are on a 4-game win streak, going into Phoenix tonight and hopefully kick some more ass.
Matthew Perot
will not be playing tonight, and I don't know why he is relevant right now.
Well, Andrew's trying to figure out the opening segment because of his man crush. So we're going to take our first break. We got a good show planned out for you guys today. We got 2 new skits. Josh's Game Corner, which Josh previews or reviews an upcoming game that he's excited about, or in this case, Andrew was excited about and twisted his arm until he did what he wanted him to do, because Andrew has a lot of clout in this broadcast. We are doing another segment where we have a guy, Billy Bertolli. He goes around, does parties. He's going to give us an update of what he did this weekend. We also got a couple stories for you guys. The Silk Road, the drug trafficking website, has been brought back with Silk Road 2.0, and they rubbed it in the face of the people that shut down their first site. A big old middle finger to the government. A football story about a man tasering his wife over a football bet, and we bet you won't guess how that one ended up. And a certain women's basketball team promises a pork product to fans that attend their home opener. We'll get all back to you guys after this break.
Positions up and go for round 2. Tie it down, gonna leave no doubt. From the first kiss to the screaming. She'll be my favorite mistake. 1 shot and she's feeling better. 2 shots and she's on a roll. 3 shots and she's begging me to go. 1 shot and she's feeling better. 2 shots and she's on a roll. 3 shots and she's begging me to go. Beautiful's got an attitude, a mini skirt and those cowboy boots. On top, riding like a cage match, gonna ring that bell, yeah. Ride it, dirty girl had a tough day, and now she's out for more than foreplay. Needs a man that'll understand what she wants right now is a good time. She'll be my favorite mistake. Tell your boyfriend that you're gonna be late. 1 shot and she's feeling better. 2 shots and she's on a roll. 3 shots and she's begging me to go.
Welcome back. That was Land Down with their song 1 Shot. And I'm fucking with you guys. Welcome back to the RSC Podcast. I was doing my terrible disc jockey bit, you probably want to stab me, and that's cool. But speaking of wanting to stab people, I know a bunch of guys that want to overthrow the government, and they just restarted their site that got seized. You guys might have heard of it. It's called Silk Road. It's where you could buy illegal drugs and sell illegal drugs on the internet through a secure server. And it got shut down by the government for obvious reasons. And a Twitter user named Dread Pirate Roberts was tweeting out a lot this past week about how it was coming back and making a comeback and basically rubbing in the face of the government when they shut it down. I'm not advocating anyone go and try to get on Silk Road. I'm telling you that right now. Don't do it. It is a bad idea. But if you do want to go check it out, there's a screenshot if you Google the article I'm looking at. The homepage is the site has risen again, and it looks exactly like the website page you get for when a site is seized. Or it might look like the ones when the government shut down. Fucking shut down my panda cam. So bitter about that. I want to look at cute pandas after a hard day at work. Is that so much to ask?
Yeah.
No, it's not. They're cuddly and they're cute, and my tax dollars house that thing. I should get to see it whenever I want. And then set up more cameras to when it's off the camera that I'm looking at, I can switch the camera to and see more cute panda stuff. It's bullshit.
You are a panda stalker.
You know what? I am completely off topic. I'm going to whip your ass after that because no one puts stalker and panda in the same sentence when you're referring to me. I love pandas. I'm not a panda stalker. I'm a panda lover. And not in a sexual way, you sick son of a bitch, Andrew. Anyways, off topic. Silk Road 2.0. That's what we're talking about right now. Not pandas, you fucking fucks. I hate you guys. Alright. Andrew, what are your thoughts on the Silk Road 2.0 coming back?
Well, I don't know too much about the Silk Road situation, but I know that when you're taking stuff offline, you can't really stop the internet's, the society of people on the internet. Same thing happened with ISO Hunt. They were shutting that down. The creator of ISO Hunt was going to shut the site down within a week, and the people found out about that, and they copied pretty much the exact same site. They copied all of ISO Hunt, and they're just basically posting it back up as a different version. With almost the same name, exactly. Yeah,
and that's a little bit different, though, too, because, that's music, downloading files, porn videos, whatever you want to download, that's all, torrent files, a little bit different than drug trafficking. So, a little bit different, but yeah, what you're saying is the same scenario. When there's a community of people that want something, and they know how to get it out there, they're going to do it. And, let's be honest, drug trading's not new. It's not like it just popped up in, the 1900s. It's been around for a while, so people are going to do it regardless, but apparently it's pretty popular. I know Josh has a huge crack addiction. He's probably been on it a couple times. What are your thoughts on it, Josh? Okay, first off, let me phrase. I told him that he had a crack addiction and he stammered, not because he's addicted to crack, but because he had no idea I was going to hit him with that jab. That was completely off cuff. But anyways, now that Josh has got to recover a little bit and I've cleared up his name, he's not addicted to crack. Anyone listening to this, if his mom or dad listens, I'm joking.
No, it threw me off because I had this good thing to throw in, and then you threw that bomb at me, and now I totally fucking forgot what I was gonna say.
And boom, live radio, people. We don't plan this out. There's no papers in front of us.
But yeah, I was reading that article, right? The thing that stuck out to me the most is the guy doesn't think he's hurting anybody. It's just dude, you're selling illegal drugs. At some point, somebody's getting hurt. Because he likes to think he's not doing anything wrong. I'm like, dude, really?
No drug dealer thinks they're doing anything wrong, Josh.
No, most of them just don't care. I don't think most of them think they're not doing anything wrong, but
I'd say about 50%.
Well, if we want to open up a whole other can of worms, and we might do this another day, talk about morality and ethics and stuff. Some people look at it as I'm selling drugs. The people want the drugs. I'm not forcing them to take drugs. They're doing it to themselves. So technically, I'm not doing anything wrong in the eyes of being a person. The government doesn't like it because the government can't capitalize off of it. But that's a whole other issue for a whole other time. We could have a whole podcast based on our griefs with the government, but we're not into that. We love pandas here on this show. And that's the overwhelming prevalence I want you guys to pull out of this segment, is that when Panda Cam got shut down, it was wrong. And if you take nothing else from this segment, is that pandas are cute.
Pandas are pretty awesome.
But I'm going to get off that panda stick. I keep getting into it because it's hilarious to me. But pandas are adorable. But the original Silk Road, it had nearly 100,000 anonymous users that could buy and sell everything using the Tor browser. They were made with the virtual currency that Andrew knows a lot about, is Bitcoin. They used Bitcoin, and the sales were totaled up to over $1 billion in Bitcoin transactions. Now, I'm not nearly as versed in Bitcoin as you are, so I don't know if there's any way. I know the Winklevosses own it now. That's all I know. The Winklevosses have a stake or majority stake or something.
They only own 1% of it.
They only own 1%?
Yep.
I was reading a story on CNN which painted it to be like the Winklevosses are taking over the internet again.
That's the news.
That's because 1% is more than anybody. Like 1% of all is more.
So they are the majority of the shit.
They are the majority, but the creator of that shit was pretty much unknown. Like he's just like mythical.
Now, when you've been reading about Bitcoin, because I know you were fascinated for a while, and I think you even thought about doing a project on it at one point. Did you notice anything about like tracking the currency, like kind of like a debit card is? Can you track the Bitcoin transactions?
It's untrackable. So.
Okay, so that makes complete sense of why it was all used through Bitcoin. So I know the government was talking about trying to regulate Bitcoin. Do you think that might have had a reason for it?
I don't. The government, I don't think they'll be able to regulate it at all. But
yeah, I just didn't know. I mean, like this obviously makes sense of that they want to stop transactions like this. Because let's be honest, you can probably traffic people on a site like this too.
Yes.
I mean, there's definitely black market sites like that too.
All sorts of terrible things on Tor.
Yeah, I mean, if you dig deep down, you will hate humanity. So,
actually, the whole Bitcoin thing brings up a good question. I was like, since it's not real currency, it's real currency that you're turning into fake currency. Does that cause any kind of legal loophole?
Well, the government shut down a couple of the big Bitcoin sites in like California, so they don't like it because it goes against.
Oh yeah, I mean it's obviously
a threat to our economic well-being.
True, but the thing is I was like I don't know if you guys know the answer any more than I do. I was like, but legally is there anything against it since it's not real currency? Is there that kind of loophole going on?
I'm not really sure. I just know that since people who sell things will accept it as a currency to buy things. That's where it gets all strange. Like, if people won't accept it as currency, then it means nothing. But people will accept Bitcoin. You can buy CDs. You can buy a lot of stuff with it online all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and another thing is, a lot of people use it in protest of the American dollar and taxes and stuff like that too, because I think it's just straight up Bitcoin. Like, I mean, literally, it seems like it kind of looks like the Farmville thing where you got the little gold coin down there and that, you send it over. I think it kind of works like a PayPal type deal where you send over your Bitcoins to the person, they accept it.
To get Bitcoin, it's kind of a complicated process. I was going to buy some, about a year ago, and their price was around like $70 a coin at that point.
Was it?
Yeah. And now, I remember it fluctuated, it went up to $250 at one point for just one Bitcoin, and now it's back down to about $120.
Yeah, because I'm actually trying to look up, but where we're doing our podcast, we don't really have a good Wi-Fi connection. I'm trying to see what the currency trade was for the American dollar to Bitcoin, but I'm going to take your word for it. It's over $100 because I know if it was 1 for 1, that would be a weak ass currency because the American dollar is not what it used to be.
I read the article by the guy who bought it in 2009. He bought some Bitcoins and forgot about them, and then they're worth about $800,000 today.
Shit.
It made me regret not buying some back then.
Now, my thing was, when he buys the Bitcoins, you can just use that for any place that accepts Bitcoins. Like, you can't go and actually turn it into cash.
You have to, there's, exchanges online, I know, and it's a lot of it through PayPal.
Gotcha.
But another thing about Bitcoin is, you don't have to buy, you can actually mine the coins, which, it gets harder and harder every time more Bitcoins are found. It gets a lot harder to get more Bitcoins, which puts more value behind it, I think. And the more people use it, the more valuable it gets. It'll be like stock. But at this point, there's tons of hackers that use their bot networks to mine for Bitcoins. And I was reading an article that it uses about $500,000 in power, a day, for some of these large botnets. and they're profiting. It's barely over the amount of electricity you use and cost as many like money you make off the bitcoins you find.
Gotcha. Well, as I'm just looking through this article again, after talking about the bitcoins and why it makes sense that they use it in a site like this because you can't really be tracked. I'm just looking at it, and the Dread Pirate Roberts, who tweeted out, also sent a tweet, and this was kind of ridiculous, especially if you have any kind of knowledge about hacking, is that he uses a secure Tor browser, and he's beefed up the security. He said there was 11,000 probes in 12 hours. None of them were successful. That is ridiculous. So it's crazy when you're that powerful, because clearly this guy's got some money. If he's just willing to say, "Hey, government, remember that site you shut down because we're selling drugs? I brought it back. It's better than ever. Try to stop me." So it's crazy to think about that. The guy who they originally arrested for it was only 29 years old. He faces charges of computer hacking conspiracy, narcotics trafficking conspiracy, and money laundering.
He's fucked.
Unless he's got a lot of money. I'm really interested to see how this turns out. Like, I don't know if they're going to be like one of those things where they do the trial and he disappears forever, and you find out, like, if he writes a book 15 years later, like, "Yeah, I was doing nothing but playing ping pong and smoking weed in jail, you know. That happens when you're a billionaire."
That could happen, or they could just drop the hammer on him.
They could.
I know the U.S. government's been picking up against hackers. They're fighting against hackers more now.
It kind of makes me wonder if Dread Pirate Roberts does not like the guy, because his trial's going on, and they resurrect the website while the trial's going on, and he's basically poking at the government like, "Ha, you can't stop us." So maybe they're going to like, "Alright then, fuck you, Ross Ulbricht, you're fucked." Hammer down, bang the gavel, prison forever, hope you get raped.
And they also arrested 3 other guys with them. They haven't said what they haven't said, like, if they're customers or like people that were like involved with helping them run the site, but they got 3 other people with them too.
And there's also been since his indictment, there's 8 people in 3 countries have been arrested in association with it. So they are getting these guys. They were getting the guys from the first one. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. We don't have the background knowledge, and I have not sold enough drugs on Silk Road yet to have the new one out. I don't have the new browser pin or anything like that. So I'm going to have to wait a little while to get my Bitcoin up, make some transactions. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, Josh know. Look at Josh.
Getting all the coke.
Josh got all the coke. All them Bitcoins. But, alright, when we come back, I think we're going to do Josh's Game Corner, a new segment. And maybe we'll poke Andrew and give him a little preview of Love Advice for Andrew. So, join us after the break, guys. With Live Forever. We're getting back into it. We got our new segment previewed for you guys. Josh got some games for us. It's going to be a weekly segment. It's called Josh's Game Corner. He's going to preview and review games for us. If you have any ones that you'd like to know more about or want Josh to take a look at, just send them in or talk to us personally. Chances are you know one of us on a personal level, just say something to us and we'll try to work it in. All right, Josh. Josh, Game Corner. Let's go.
All right, first preview I did was Destiny. Andrew asked me to do it, so I figured why not. If you're a Halo fan or a Borderlands fan, you'll probably like it. It combines both aspects from both games. It's the story premise is basically the exact same as Halo's. It's humanity's on the brink of extinction, fighting against aliens. You travel from different planets, trying to fight them off. It's just got more open world aspect to it. You can actually get magical abilities, which is one thing that's different. You can play as 3 different races, and each have 3 different play classes. Like your typical kind of scout is one. Then you got your like warlock, which is kind of like mid ground, but has the magic abilities. Then you got your titan, which is like your tank. And it's like all the loot that drops. All the loot that you pick up is all based on you. So if you're if you're a tank guy, you'll get like a heavy machine gun. And I was like, it's always shared, so like nobody just gets one thing. It does seamless matchmaking, does it in the background while you're playing. So not everybody that's online will be in your game, but people that it match makes for you are your friends. You can just kind of randomly come across during the game. Honestly, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's just my main deal is like if they were basically gonna make a game like Halo, why didn't they just make a Halo MMO?
Now, we'll be talking about console-wise and release date for this game.
Not much to go on there for right now. So far, they're hinting at a 2014, but right now the only thing they have is that the beta is going to be in 2014 sometime.
All right, it's going to be next gen, this current gen.
Both. It's going to be on your 360, Xbox One, PS3, and PS4.
That sounds like I can get down on that. I mean, Andrew can't just come in after I destroy a whole fucking bunch of people by myself and then come take the treasure chest and take my loot away as he hides behind a rock as I'm just going to town like Rambo.
I don't hide behind rocks.
The rocks hide behind him.
Exactly.
And what's your other preview, Josh?
For the second one, I'm actually going to do a review.
Oh, review.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your segment. You can handle it.
Yeah, it's like I just got done beating Batman Arkham Origins. Pretty big game series. Like the first 2 were pretty well received. Yeah, you shut up, Andrew. But it's a good game. But unlike Arkham City, which I think is the best one in the series, like it brings in a lot of no-name villains and doesn't even incorporate half of them throughout the story.
Hey, Andrew, you're a no-name villain.
Yeah, that's kind of true. But yeah, like it doesn't even really incorporate half of them. Like you fight instead of fighting like all 8 bosses, you fight like one of them like 3 times, and then the camera angles are kind of iffy. And they tried to bring in some multiplayer towards it, but it's kind of half-assed. But it's their first attempt, so it's kind of hard to knock them for that.
Sounds like a pretty shitty game to me.
Well, you're also a Superman fanboy.
It is a Batman game though, so they, kind of work.
Oh, Batman's pretty awesome.
You can't scope Leonardo da Vinci out a pile of shit. So, just gonna end it with that note. You can continue, buddy.
Now, is it a game that you can pick up and play as a casual gamer, or is it more geared towards Batman fans? Like, do you have to read some of the comics and know some of the legacy behind Batman to get some of these villains?
For this game, yeah. I was like, because I didn't even know a lot of these guys. Like, if you go play the other 2, it's all people you know, like, Joker, Penguin, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, Bane. I was like, they got like maybe a couple of these guys sprinkled in, but they're not real big key characters. Like you find guys like Copperhead and Deadshot and Firefly. It's like, who the fuck are these people?
Is Deathstroke the main guy in that? Because all the commercials I see, it looks like Batman's fighting Deathstroke.
No, he's the more prominent assassin in the game because it's like it's all about how like a Black Mass hires 8 assassins to kill Batman. Like he's the most well known that you'll find, except for maybe Bane. But I was like, I don't want to give the game away and let you know who like the main bad guy is because it's actually kind of a surprise. But
yeah, obviously it's a review, so you don't want to give out any spoilers to the 4 people that listen.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I was like, no, he's not the main one, but he is the most interesting boss fight.
Now, as far as like the fighting, everything like that, is it more like Assassin's Creed fighting where you can press 2 buttons and feel like a badass, or is it kind of like a Fight Night game where you gotta kind of actually practice to be good at it?
It's more like Assassin's Creed. It actually like gets boring very easily for the combat. Like for me, like unless I was doing like the Predator stealth stuff, it was kind of boring. Like the first couple of games, it was like, all right, cool. But now that you've been through it for 2 games already, it's kind of like I need something else.
Now, what caught my attention when you say Predator stealth, is it like I'm in the Amazon hunting down Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator stealth, or?
Yeah, it actually is kind of surprising like that. Like you get like a detective mode where you can wherever anybody is in the room, you can see where they are. You can see if they're holding a weapon. You can scare them and see their heart rate. And depending on how nervous they are, they'll just kind of like randomly do dumb shit. Like they'll just kind of like randomly shoot in the sky. And you can like hide in grates and pop out, kill them, and then pop back in and just like hide. Like there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with the Predator mode.
Can you scare someone to death?
No, that would be kind of cool. I will say, no, that's a pretty big spoiler, but that would be an interesting thing to talk about. But
well, when you said Predator stealth and it made me seem like I could be like Predator hunting Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be honest with you, there was a lot of blood flow down to my nether regions, and we might have to take a break so I can get some cold water on this raging boner after that Predator stealth thing. So we're going to take a break. I'm going to get this in control, and we'll be right back.
I'm Batman, the motherfucking Dark Knight. I'm a playboy by day, vigilante by night. I'm Batman, the defender of Gotham. I dress up like a bat, cause it's motherfucking awesome.
Welcome back, guys. This next story we're going to get into, I know I would consider it, especially if you listened to the podcast last weekend and heard my ending rant about women's sports. I found this one awesome because of this rant, and I'll be honest, I think everyone in this room, if we went to Kansas State, would have been to the game last night just for this. Kansas State's women's basketball team is offering free bacon to students who went to the home opener last night at Tennessee State. They initially had 75 pounds of thick-cut bacon to give to the students, but they were forced to increase their supply to 300 pounds after the popularity of the promotion on social media. The picture of what they tweeted out was basically a picture of bacon with the white imposed letters, free bacon, Kansas State women's basketball on top of it. I could have made this as an 8-year-old on a Microsoft Word paint thing, but I think it's great. And I don't know who Darren Rovell is. I probably should have done some more research on him before we got into this. But he tweeted out, I know he's affiliated with Kansas State in some aspects or something like that. He tweeted out that each student attending the Friday's game was getting what the scroll would refer to as a boat of bacon. Now, I watched a lot of Epic Mealtime. I thought it'd be sweet if they brought the guys from Epic Mealtime in. Had them do a on-site Kansas State Epic Mealtime where they made boats of bacon and gave it to the students, because that would be sick. Can you imagine like a Nordic Viking ship of bacon and you just tear into it?
oh, that thing would never make it to shore. I was like, everybody would fucking eat that thing before it was even made. I know I would.
I don't get what you're talking about with the shore thing.
Like never mind.
I get your reference because I said a boat, but God damn it, Josh.
I was just trying
You can't float a boat.
I was trying to make a goddamn joke, you asshole.
Well, you don't do the jokes here, all right? That is my job, and Andrew to do it
The
sometimes.
only joke here is women's basketball.
Well, that's true.
Well, that brings me to my next question, guys. If you were going to Kansas State, and I know you guys on a Friday night, there's a lot of other things you would rather do than go to a women's college basketball game. The students can start getting in at 4:45 with free admission with their student ID. Just like most colleges, you can go to a lot of events free if you have your student ID. Andrew, you were in Kansas State on Friday night as a student. Would you have went?
I would have definitely thought about going because after the game is when you can get your partying done, and it wouldn't be too late. And the free bacon, but I mean, I feel like it was a good promotion, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna last. That's gonna be like a spike in people coming for that one time, but after they actually see the product, that's just gonna reestablish why they don't go watch women's basketball, and they're never gonna come back.
Well, in their defense, I think Kansas State's been one of the better women's basketball programs in the nation. I don't think women's basketball is actually really dominated by like 5 or so teams that are always in the championship. But I think K-State's been around that. They sniffed it. So you're going purely for the bacon.
Yes. The only thing I know about women's basketball is Elena Deladon is fucking awesome.
All right, Josh, you're going I know. I don't know. You're going for the bacon.
Oh, absolutely. I was like, that's the only reason I would even show up. I would show up, eat the bacon, and leave.
You wouldn't even watch the tip-off.
No, like, I will say, I saw some of the pictures of some of the girls that were at that school, and I think they should go in another promotional direction. That might get people to stay.
I'm going to regret this almost immediately, but what are you thinking as far as promotion-wise, Josh?
I don't know if you really want to know.
Remember, this is not Arizona State. This is Kansas State.
What did Arizona State do?
No, Arizona State is just known for having the hottest chicks as a school.
Well, to be fair, I saw one hot chick, but
Wait,
yeah.
were you Googling Kansas State and looking at chicks?
No, I not the article you sent me, but I was looking up the articles to see what the attendance actually ended up being. And I had this picture of this one hot white girl doing this jump shot, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good-ass jump shot.
Elena Deladon, Josh. Check it out. She's pretty damn hot herself.
I don't know who that is.
She's just 6'5", so she might intimidate you.
She went to Delaware last year, right?
She's in the WNBA now.
Quick question, who'd you get drafted by?
The fuck if I know.
Answered like a true man. And that'll segue into our next segment after the break. Love Advice with Andrew is going to make its return. We got a couple questions here that people wrote in on. I know you guys are excited. I'm excited. And I really wish I had some thick cut bacon right about now. We'll be right back, guys.
Everyone loves a winner, but what happens when the winner meets defeat? Everyone loves a winner, but what happens when the winner meets defeat?
Alright guys, welcome back. We're going to get into my segment, and probably if you've listened to us, your growing favorite segment. It's Love Advice with Andrew. Now Andrew, we got 3 people that wrote in asking for love advice this week. They need some help, buddy, and I hope you're here to deliver it.
I'll do my best.
Okay, so they're not expecting much.
I hope not.
We'll get into the first one from Justin. Justin writes in, Andrew, I just broke up with my girlfriend of 3 years. Obviously, in that time, I haven't been in the dating scene. Do you have any advice?
Well, just go out and be yourself. That's the best advice I can give you. I mean, it's going to take you a while to get back into it if you've been in a relationship for 3 years. But just go out there, be yourself, and try to find some hot ones.
That's kind of a mixed message from last week when it was basically cover your face and change.
Yeah, I am completely thrown off here. That was actually sound advice. Justin might actually get a girl with that. I hope the guy... I wonder... If you're listening, I think it was John that wrote in last week with the blacklight poster. Send me an email. Let me know how that went for you. We'll touch upon that next podcast. If you're listening, or if I'll email him myself. I'll figure out how that worked out for him. All right. So sound advice for Justin. Okay. First female question for Andrew's love advice.
No.
Hey, I don't think it's that bad. Sarah writes, Andrew, I'm a bit worried I may have a stalker. Have you ever had any? And if you did, how did you deal with it?
Oh no. Well, I had one stalker. It was a Facebook thing. Well, and I kind of had to see her a couple times, and it was really awkward. But she liked send me messages and stuff. But the way to deal with it is to just ignore them, and let people know about it in case you do get murdered by your stalker. People might know. They'll be like, "Oh, she told me about this stalker guy. It's probably
he should be the top suspect."
Yeah, he should be the top suspect because she's probably dead.
And so let me just recap here. You have had a stalker, and the best way to deal with it is ignore it and tell somebody that you have a stalker in case you disappear.
Exactly.
Sarah, I hope that helps out. Just ignore him. So if you see some eyes in the bushes, just keep walking. But make sure you tell your girlfriends where you're going to that you have a stalker, so if you get killed or you disappear, they know whose house to go to first.
Oh, based off this advice, it's more like when you get killed.
Yeah, hopefully he's not violent. We are laughing about this because of Andrew's terrible advice, not with the idea of girls being killed by stalkers. I just want to clarify that here. I don't want any feminists kicking my ass when I'm walking through.
The thing is, you just don't want to give them any attention to make them think you're interested in any way. That's basically what I'm going with.
Now, see, that's actually sound advice. So it takes us getting through the terrible advice to find a good one. But we know how this works now. We just got to laugh at your terrible advice, analyze it, and show you how stupid it is, and then we'll get good advice. I got this. And our last one is from Timothy. He writes, Andrew, I recently met a girl online, and I was thinking of asking her out. However, I know that long-distance relationships usually don't work out. Just ask Manti Te'o. What would you do?
Well, I probably wouldn't form a relationship with somebody online over a long distance. Just a bad idea. Because eventually, you'll probably meet somebody around you that you'll probably like more and just show you how much that long-distance relationship doesn't mean anything to you. So, don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really find any flawed logic in that, which is weird for your love advice. Because I'm sitting here just thinking, like, man.
I'm like the Jets. Every other week, I do good.
No butt fumbles this week.
Woo!
Oh, man. So, I like how Timothy dropped Manti Te'o, though. That was nice. I like that one. That was probably my favorite question of the 4 that we've had so far. So, I think that's pretty sound advice. I know I'm excited for this. I know you guys are pretty excited. Our next segment, Billy Bertolli is going to be in studio with us. He's going to tell us how his weekend went, and we're going to ask him some questions and try to get you guys a good interview. So, we'll be right back, guys. Stay tuned.
It's been so long, but now I can see. And this is for the wasted dreams and the falling betweens. It's not enough. Enough to believe that's the way it should be. So hard to imagine, you know it looks a whole lot different to me. When you're staring through what used to be. And I know that something happened through all the lies, but I'm too blind to see it staring through me. Stay glass, stay glass, stay through me. Stay glass,
Welcome back, guys. That was a Farewell Fire with Stained Glass Eyes. Check him out. I'm excited to have this guy in the studio. He's kind of a dick. Billy Bertolli. We bring him in. He does more stuff on the weekends than we get to do. So we're going to talk to him. He's going to tell you guys some advice of what he does on the weekends. We're going to ask him some questions. So how you doing, Billy? Well, you know what, you fucking quiz. I'm doing alright. I know you guys are probably, doing a little bit worse than me. I went out and got some tail last night. I know Heath sure as fuck didn't go out and get no tail last night. He's always crying about, I got school in the morning. Yeah, well, maybe you should live your fucking life like a man for once and, go out there and jump on the horse, or as I say, jump on the bitches. You know what, Heath? What are you even doing in the studio? I don't even want to see you in the studio. You're going to throw off my game. You should just get the fuck out the studio. Dude, it's my podcast, dude. I gotta stay in the studio. No. You don't get it. You want podcast gold? I know podcast gold, Queef. All right. I'll tell you do it. So you just get out of my go. Just go. All right. These guys know how to handle a podcast with 2 viewers. They can ask the questions. I'm going to do the personality. And you guys are going to get better ratings in this segment than you've ever gotten in your whole life. Yeah. Okay, now that that's taken care of, how are you fucks doing? Hey, Josh, yeah? How you doing?
You're alright, man.
Cool. Hey, Andrew. Hey, yeah.
Well, I'm doing a lot better than Heath is right now.
Yeah, he's probably crying. Little homo. That's what that guy is. Anyways, guys, I had a fucking stellar weekend, right? So, it's only Saturday, I know that. But my weekend starts on Wednesday night. Wednesday to Monday is my weekend because Billy doesn't play no fucking games. You know what I'm saying? And I only have a part-time job at the Gap. So anyways, I go out with my boys, right? And I spike my hair up. You know, I just got some new gel in it. I got some, it's made out of whale oil. I felt organic. I was feeling organic this week. So I did less steroids. And I did more organic vegetables. And I still got my swole on. Like you can see, my shirt is a little bit too small for my muscles because I worked out way too much this week. But that's what you do when you want to get bitches. You know what I'm talking about, Andrew.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Josh doesn't know, and he sure as fuck don't know. But you know. You get me a little bit.
That's right.
That's why I like you.
Josh's here to learn.
Yeah, Josh, you're here to learn. You pull up a chair, and you listen. I want you to have this segment on repeat for like 3 weeks. And you will be slaying pussy. We will call you the Pussy Slayer.
Well, that's appreciated, but I really wish you wouldn't have called me out like that, guys.
No, I'm just telling you that you're going to slay pussy when you listen to Billy. I'm not knocking you, man. I'm just telling you, listen to Billy, slay pussy. That's how it works. Anyway, getting off topic. So me and my boys get together. The hair's spiked. The shirt's small. The pants are tight. The dong is definitely seeable through the jeans. You want to accentuate the good parts of your personality, and my dong is one of the best parts of my personality, if you know what I'm saying. So we go out to the club, and I'm doing shot after shot after shot. I don't even know what we're taking. One of the shots was pink, and it tasted like bubblegum. I think I might have did Pepto-Bismol shot. It was great, though. I was having a good time. And I see this fine-ass bitch, right? She's completely probably fucking Irish or some shit like that. She's pale, like she looked like a fucking ghost at the bar. I had to take it a second. I had to turn to my bro and say, hey man, is that the mist of the fucking maid or something like that? Like she looks like something that came out of the fucking water when Alexander was pulling the sword of the Knights of the Round Table or something. So he's like, nah bro, she's real. And I was like, that's all I need to know. So I walk over there and I'm like, damn bitch, you're fucking sexy. You got hair looks like lava came out of a volcano or something. I want your red bush on this dong. And she said, I've never heard words spoken from a man that was so sexual and so satisfying to hear. I feel like I just had an in-depth conversation with William Shakespeare's love child if he was gay and had sex with Edgar Allan Poe and wasn't all emo and shit. So needless to say, I hit that on Thursday night. I didn't call it back on Friday because I got stuff to do. And I already hit that. Like, our relationship is over. So, and you're laughing, but this is what happens. I go out, I just slay bitches. Okay, so Friday, right? Thursday night was good. Friday was even doper. Last night, so I get my Billy Idol CD, and I put it in the car, and it's a fucking STI. You queers don't know what an STI is, but people listening might know what an STI is. And they know how sweet Billy Idol and an STI is, so they know what's going on. You stay the fuck out of here, Heath. I'm not done yet. I'll tell you when I'm done. Fuck. How do you guys deal with that guy on a regular basis? He's a fucking idiot. Fucking pussy slayer. That guy's a bitch slayer. No, you know what? He's a bitch. He gets slayed. Motherfuckers like me. Anyways, fucking queer. Alright, so got Billy Idol on, my sunglasses on at night. Okay? I roll up in the club. It's a different club, but same basic principles. Dong is extenuated, because like I said, best advice in the world, work your personality when you're going out to get chicks. And what's better than that for personality? Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. I know I'm right. You guys don't even have to answer. So, we go into the bar, and my bro hands me a beer. And he goes, bro, this is the best beer I've ever had in my life. and I take a drink of this piss water, and I throw it down. I'm like, what the fuck is this? He goes, yo, it's Michelob Ultra. And I was like, what, do you fucking suck dicks for fun, man? Like, Michelob Ultra? Oh, gosh, I should just punch you in the face right now and keep kicking you in the head until you have a fucking brainchild that's 10 times smarter than you are, Sir Isaac fucker. And he goes down, he's fucking crying now. He's crying like Heath after I kicked him out of the studio. He's crying like a bitch. And then I see this fine-ass female over at the stage. She's like talking to this DJ. But the DJ's like a total queef, right? He's got like a Panda Bear shirt. It's like a samurai Panda Bear, right? Like gay. And he walks over. I walk over to the guy and I'm like, hey, yo. Hey, man. Do you watch the Jets game? And he goes, the Winnipeg Jets? And I was like, no, you fucking queef. The New York Jets. Get out of here. So I started getting on the turntable. And I got the bitch's number and I routed it off over the speakers. Like I had the speaker up and I was like mixing like this. And I was like, okay, what's your number, girl? A 272. Wiki, you know. And it was tight. People was feeling it. And I got that pussy. And I'm planning on going out tonight and getting some more pussy. You guys coming with me? Josh, you in?
Yeah.
Andrew, you in?
Yeah, I'm in for
Cool.
that.
Cool. I know I want to help you guys out because he's going to bitch you guys after I leave because he knows if he bitches that you guys want me, I'm going to kick his ass. He had questions he wanted you guys to ask me. What are those questions?
Well, what is your favorite type of bitch?
See, that's the best type of question. My favorite type of bitch is a bitch that's alive and not a fat bitch. Like, a bitch that's alive and she's got to be in shape. Like, I go to the gym to get my swell on and wear shirts that are extremely too small for my muscles. So all I want you to do is maybe jog once in a while. Other than that, you know, alive.
So what you're saying, there will be no grenades tonight. That's what you're saying.
See, that's not even grenade. That's like a beached whale. There'll be no beached whales tonight. I'm not cleaning oil off any fat bitches. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, Josh, if you find any fat bitches, you know what to do.
Yeah, send them East way.
Alright, Billy, I got a question for you.
Shoot.
What's your favorite pickup moment?
Pickup moment? Like me picking up a girl, or like when I pick up a card and then like you just won $2 million in Vegas? Because that happens too.
I mean, like a chick.
Oh, like my pickup lines? Or just like when I pick them up?
When you pick them up.
Oh, well, you know, I'll give you both of them. Usually I walk up and I say, damn, bitch, your ass looks like a 10, and I want to stick my dick in it and make it an 11. And that usually works pretty well. And if I have to pick them up, I usually get in the car in my STI and we listen to Billy Idol. And I'll be honest with you guys. If we go out tonight, I do it to my boys too. If we go out tonight and I get a chick, I'm going to leave you. You're going to have to get a taxi. I'm not driving you home. As soon as I get this bitch, we're going right back to the apartment. I might bang her, kick her out, and then come back and get another chick. But it's not a taxi cab, boys. I'll take you there. You might have to find your way home.
I think I can handle that.
Yeah.
Josh might be giving up his butthole for a ride.
Fuck
That's not me.
that.
Yo, if you're giving up buttholes, you can't come. I'm telling you right now.
Don't worry, that's not on the table.
Alright, cool. Alright, so I guess we'll let this little fucking crybaby back in here. Yeah, Heath, come on in here. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, you can thank me later. Yeah, I might come back next week. I don't know. Depends if I'm going to bang your sister or not, fag. I just want you guys to know, I fucking hate that guy. I fucking hate that guy. I never really talked to him before this podcast, and I'm a little pissed, guys. Couldn't pull up Pandacam on the phone, so I was outside the studio. I was just sitting there listening to him call me obscenities, and you guys not step up for me. So on that note, we're going to take a break, and I'm going to talk to my co-host.
All I do is so ridiculous. I'm plastic bodies.
Welcome back, guys. That was Anave with their song Whatever the Case May Be. We're going to get into a story that I've been kind of excited to talk about because it's just so dumb. Apparently, as Andrew alluded to earlier in his opening intro, the Bears played the Packers on Monday night. And it's, I would say, probably the biggest rivalry in football. The longest rivalry. It predates the Cowboys, Redskins, all that stuff. A lot of people in the North, around Illinois, Green Bay, Wisconsin, all that, differing allegiances. So, a Chicago Bears fan is married to a Packers fan. They made a bet that if the Bears won, the husband would taser his wife. If the Packers won, she would taser him. Lo and behold, the Bears win the game. Backup quarterbacks are in. Bears have a better backup quarterback. They go outside of this bar, Sidelines Tap Bar in Mayville, Wisconsin, to have a smoke. While outside, he tasers her on the ass twice. She laughs. But then he starts trying to slide in the home plate. You know what I'm saying? He tasers her up her thigh, and that's when she's had enough. Calls the cops. The cops show up to take this drunk guy who tased his wife on the thigh away. Andrew, how would you handle the situation?
Well, I have no idea how I would really handle that situation.
So you've never made a taser bet with a chick that you wanted to get intimate with?
No, I have not done that.
You haven't lived.
If I make a bet with a chick that I want to get intimate with, it doesn't involve tasers.
Oh,
That's all I can say.
it involves laser beams. Yeah.
That's right.
I just think it's just so retarded. Like, I'm looking. Okay, the guy was 42 years old.
Okay.
42-year-olds made this bet. Taken into custody for using an electronic stun gun on his wife 3 times.
I just don't see how it's taser on the ass twice, she's laughing. And videotaping this, right? She was videotaping it?
I think it was videotaped. I'm looking here at the,
Third time, calling the cops.
It says here, byproduct of the Bears victory, the woman filled out a no consent form prior to the officer speaking with Grant, the husband. The form was considered void after reviewing text and video. In searching Grant's semi-truck, police found a black stun gun. He was then taken into custody. If convicted, he faces up to $10,000 in fines and 6 years in prison. Stun guns are illegal in Wisconsin without a concealed carry permit.
Well.
So first off, are you divorcing her? Because you drive a semi-truck and you could be facing a $10,000 fine and 6 years in prison.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up that I don't think she really thought that went through.
Well, she laughed the first 2 times, and then he tased her one more time along her thigh, and that's when she reacted negatively.
And apparently they were pretty drunk, too.
Yeah, they were wasted.
Yeah, I think she'll probably end up regretting this one.
Yeah.
I think he's going to regret it a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit more. But
only slightly.
She made the bet. She accepted the terms of the bet. Alright.
But sadly, that's not written down in paper, and the law is. So...
Hey, text. He's lucky that they had the text and the proofs that said that she did consent to it. And then,
Well, I think that was probably the report that they...
Yeah. But the main reason he's in trouble is because he didn't have a permit for the taser. And then he tasered somebody.
Yeah, the way it sounds is because the concealed carry permit is the biggest holdup in this.
Yeah.
I think he'll get a slap on the wrist.
Speaking of slaps, would you invoke your open hand policy against her?
Oh yeah, she'd earned an open hand. She earned one.
What are your thoughts on this, Josh? How would you handle it?
Honestly, for me, I wouldn't make this dumbass bet. But if I had, I probably wouldn't have gone through with it. But that also depends on how happily married I am. If I'm really fucking pissed, I'd probably go through with it. But I don't know if I'd do it 3 times. I'd probably stop it once.
I'm going through the comments and I have to read this one. It's by a guy who made up a fake profile. It's Ron Burgundy. So I'm going to try doing it in the Ron Burgundy voice. I'm going to butcher it, but I bet she was shocked when he actually tasered her. Everyone laughed until it hurts. Hope he didn't offer the cops any resistance. Oh, that's pure gold. Sometimes I love some of these comments. People are such dicks. But nah, it's a stupid bet. I love that it even happened because I get to talk about it and laugh about it. And now I'm going to invoke taser bets all the time. When we get my concealed carry and be like, hey, I bet you the Redskins are going to lose this game because they always break my heart. And then I'm going to tase the shit out of people.
Hey, we might not even need a concealed carry permit in Virginia.
I
We
know,
might be
right?
lucky.
I'm just going to cover my bases. I don't want $10,000 in fines.
Yeah, we don't want Josh turning you into the Cavs. Fucking pussy.
If I got anywhere close to Josh's upper thigh, I'd tase myself in the neck.
Yeah, that's probably a good call.
I'd sound like Billy fucking douchebag all the time because I would have tasered my fucking sweet.
Maybe you could
vocal
taser that
box.
guy.
There you go.
I should make a taser bet with that douche, but I don't know what to bet him because all he does is do shots and wear shirts that are 3 times too small for his chest. Like, what am I going to bet him that he has 4 illegitimate kids? Like, that seems like a slam dunk. He's not going to consent to that bet. I don't know. Maybe you guys can talk to him about it because he likes you guys more than me for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell his deal is with us.
Maybe he's just intimidated by you.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. Because me, a big, hulking, handsome man like this with sweet, sexy vocal pipes that just scream face for radio, you know what I'm talking about? But yeah, I just can't get over this, and I don't think... What's the weirdest bet you've ever made on a game, Andrew?
Well, I don't really bet a whole lot because I'm not a risk taker. I'm going to say that.
Some would say love is a risk.
Well, yeah, those guys would be fags. I can't even remember one time that I bet on a football game.
Josh, would you ever made a ridiculous bet about anything, not even sports?
No, I've never really been a betting guy. Like, I've done stupid shit before, it's just never been because of a bet.
I bet somebody I could dunk a basketball by jumping off their back, and then I got rim checked, and then got a concussion. So I guess I got a concussion from a bet, but that's not what I had to pay up. They let me off the hook because I had a concussion. So it kind of worked out for the best in my end. So I didn't have to pay up.
At the end of the day, I still feel like they won that bet because they didn't get a concussion.
No, yeah, they totally. Okay, if you're gonna look at it that way.
I'm just looking at the big picture.
All right, man. Whatever. Your big picture nonsense. Where were you to give me some advice when I was getting ready to do that?
I guess I wasn't around, or I was egging you on to do it.
You were probably
it
egging me on.
It wasn't my risk.
You're such an asshole. I can't get over the fact that you're such a dick. But now that story's out of the way, that's pretty much all we got for you today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. We're kind of doing reformatting and getting better, introducing new segments, and we're always taking new ideas for segments. And if people wanted to come in the studio and help us out, that's cool too. You know, just get in touch with us. Andrew, how do you feel about how today went?
I felt like it was a pretty good podcast, except for that dumb bullshit about Batman. But he did go over Destiny, so I'll support it.
Josh, how you feeling today?
I really just want to punch Andrew in the face. Like, I can't stress that enough.
Bring it on, bro.
Alright, guys, well, they're going to have a good old-fashioned shirt-off wrestling match. We'll post that on YouTube, too. Alright, guys, until next week, thanks for listening.